Hey y'all, it's Jenny from the block. It's Energy here. How you doing? Anyway, it's a day in the life in my van. I haven't shown you guys my van because it's always a mess. I try to clean it up. It don't stay that way. Anybody who doing van life knows how it goes. You have your little space and everything is in the way. So yeah, I'm at home. I want something I can stand up in for my circulation because I find myself needing to stretch and wiggle my legs and do stuff like that. So I need to get something better for my circulation. But in the meantime, I'm loving what I got. And then I'm going to still keep her because I love her. And my van's name is Wanderer. We wander all over the country. We've driven, I think I've told you all in another video, from Florida all the way to just before Vegas. And then we turned around. Didn't want to go to Cali and all this and just felt really, I pay attention to the energy. The energy was so off, I felt like I wasn't safe. So if I didn't feel safe, I turned around. I don't really know what to talk about. I always run my mouth. And then when I'm in here running my mouth, I say I should have been turned on YouTube because I could have been running my mouth to my channel. Because I be venting and just whatever. And sometimes I'm having a good day. But the thing is, if I'm not having a good day, I choose not to share that energy with anyone else. I tend to stay to myself because I like to raise the frequency of the planet and I don't like to share that energy. But sometimes I have to get it out. Like I'm thinking of going to the beach and just screaming. You know what I'm saying? Because where else can you scream and water everywhere and ain't nobody here? But there's people everywhere. So somebody probably hear me and say, oh, she lost it. No, I need to get this out of me. My son is gone. My daughter-in-law is gone. My grandkids are stolen. I'm away from my family, from my son, whom the only thing that I really, really, really got a bond with. And my oldest son is just, my middle son was taken. I want to be with my family, but at the same time, where they are, I don't want no parts to do with that city of Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana. They were cruel. They did some things to me that no man should have done to any woman. So when people talk about gang stalking, I know about gang stalking. There's a lot that happens, and when you have information, people want to silence you. People want to discredit you and make you sound cuckoo. Because if you sound cuckoo, who's going to listen? So then we'll say, she do witchcraft. Then you think, stay away. You won't listen to the message. And that's what they did to all the witches and warlocks who were healing people because they were the original healers. But they didn't want them to do that. They wanted them to come and then deal with the effects of it, the many effects of it. And so I have learned and am learning and dealing with some different things. Trying to find out what this is. So you seen something brown, making sure it wasn't a little bug or nothing. I guess it's from a leaf. Because something bit me. It looks like a spider bite the other day. A few different times. Because spider bites normally have, you see the two little dots right there. And it was two dots like, yeah, he was a medium spider. Come biting on me. Ain't no insect. Anyway, I try to be positive, loving, and supportive to any man and woman. But I found myself in the thick of some stuff because my kids were in it. It had nothing to do with me. And then now everything gets shifted to say, well, They weren't talking to you because of this or that. No, no, and no. I am a strong individual. I will not be silenced or controlled. I am healing from what I got going on. And my labs came back saying I didn't have my A1C that had got up to 1013. After 27 years, I healed me thanks to Dr. Sadie. 10.13. It started out 7.5 A1C. Guess what it is now? 6. I don't have diabetes. You mean to tell me you cured yourself of diabetes? I sure did. And high cholesterol and everything else. However, I'm still dealing with some, and even the neurontropy has gotten better. I still have issues, but not to the degree I had, to where one blood pressure pill put me in a wheelchair, made me so weak. And when they took pictures and I read the medical reports, it was saying that my organs were calcifying and hardened. I seen things growing in me, and one doctor said he removed something from my left side, but it was the size of a grapefruit. But what was it? And he just looked at me strange, and then he wouldn't follow up to see me from the surgery because whatever was going on, he wanted to relieve himself of it. And that was that class action suit that things were growing in my body and my organs were hardening. Fast forward, we run the class action lawsuit. They awarded me $378,000, sent me the papers. I showed it to people. The color of the paper is not normal paperwork, so how would I know that? And then they sent me a check for $1,500 because my phone was hacked, and because the secret societies and the people were doing bullshit, they decided, let's steal her money. So they stole this poor little nigga girl's money and figured, and then come to find out, it wasn't just my money he stole. He's being sued by his other partner, who was his ex-partner in law. He's being sued by him because they had taken everybody's money that they were awarded and scalped some off the top. A little horse trade, how they do, and figure who would know. Well, somebody said no, because see, what they gave us was a paper. Say, if you sign this paper, this is the final agreement, and you agree that you will not take us to court and escalate this anymore. So whatever that they had decided that your sickness had brought when your papers are reviewed, the 1,000-something papers I had, all the pictures and everything, that because I had surgeries, all kind of stuff from that blood pressure pill. They decide you have to accept it. I accepted it because I don't have money to take a doctor to court. I don't have money, or the pharmaceutical company. I don't have money to continue on with this fight, and that's what they were banking on, and that's one of the things they put in there. People won't have the money to fight these type of litigation, so settle. So I settled, thinking I've been through hell, and they're gonna see all that in my medical records, that she had several hospital stays, her organs were calcifying, she's gotten to the point she's so weak in a wheelchair, lost 65 pounds, pooping left and right. It was a horrible situation, but instead of me stepping out and saying, yeah, they're going to pay me right, and sending that attorney because it had lasted so long. Like, when is this going to happen? When are we going to hear something? I'm sending him heartfelt letters, handwritten. Most people typing. I'm sending handwritten. Me and my son is struggling. We're abandoned practically, and we don't have anything or anyone. And he decided, oh, really? Let's take her money. She ain't got nobody. And ain't nobody there, and she ain't got a car. She's so destitute, he stole my money. But look at God. I'm now in the 2021 Nissan NV 200. Had I would have been working my faith, because they had been playing these secret society games and telling me no, after they crashed me in the car and kept me from my son's funeral. and then told everybody, because the people who did it wanted that, and that was his mother-in-law, because she kept harping on that, and that's why she was harping on it, because that was they MO, what they were going to put out, that I didn't love my son and I didn't even attend his funeral so they can steal his kids. Well, that wasn't it. They kept me from getting a bus ticket, a plane ticket, renting a car. The Mexican man, had the car rental keys and let me saw he had the car rental keys and just snickered at me and like, fuck you. And I told him my son is dead and I'm trying to get there to bury my son, to get to my son's body. It was the next morning when I got the call and I had to get a ride. It cost me $65 from the little town I was in because they crashed me in a car. My car was totaled. $65 just to get a ride, hour to the less than an hour to the car place to rent a car, for them to tell me no, they don't have any, but yet show me the keys and still rent them to everybody. And first he telling me, no, I gotta have this, I gotta have that. So they had the car, but then they come up with other reasons. So then me and my son take what little few dollars we got and go get a hotel room. Now we stranded. We don't know what to do. So it's some people out there and they waiting on us, the secret society people. They just so happen to be out there for Gloria. Doesn't she look like Gloria, he says. So then after that, they give me money to stay at the hotel, so they keeping me from my son's funeral. So when I'm like trying to work this out and get us there, still his grandmother tell me she gonna give me a plane ticket. Part of the game, she don't. Then me and my son get the cab to come get us, take us to the bus station. They wouldn't sell us a ticket, talking about they sold out. First they tell us it's double price, and I'm willing to pay double price if I got to. Then they say they sold out. But yet gangbangers meeting me at the bus station and looking at my son grudgingly, talking about my son and money. So in other words, my son died about some money. Okay, then the next set of gangbangers at the bus station, when we catch a bus to another city because we stranded, gonna tell me, tapping his gun and my son, and nod his head to my son and tapping his gun, saying he gonna kill my son, or it's about my son, or my son was murdered, whatever. Everybody were doing clues. But what I have discovered is it is some evil people in this world. And you may not have nothing to do with shit, but people will drag you in they mess and leave you for dead. And that's what they tried to. They poisoned me several fucking times. My nails even got the evidence of it. And I practically cut because they were flaking. I was like, what? Is that because I left nail polish remover on there or something? Did I not wipe it off? No, they wouldn't flake and peel off because of that. All that, it was horrible. The lines in my toes and my fingernails, because I was poisoned. And that was something I seen on TV on one of those shows years ago. Many, about 30 years ago. They were talking about when you poison, it shows in the nails. And I just so happened to, it clicked in my mind. And that's why I still got the white spots in my nails. And most of them are cut because as they kept growing, this has been going on for a couple years. I cut them down, keep trying to cut past it. But I got some white in my nails, trying to get it where you would be able to see. But they done all that they could do to destroy me. And it was something else I noticed I forgot from the poisoning. That's a lasting effect. But then they want to give me all these blood pressure pills again, and I'm taking them promptly. My blood pressure still was through the roof, 200 and something, over 190 something. And it was 234, 224 over 190 something. So at this point, I was expecting to die. I stroked. It messed with my right side, and then I remember strokes come from water. Drink some water. I drank some water and stuff, started feeling better. And I just called on my angels, my ancestors, and stuff reversed. And I can't express enough when you know what you know, and people won't realize that the Bible was written by Freemasons. And with that being said, people want to control the population. They will put things in a book for you to follow. When there is original text, Sumerian text and the Nag Hammadis, you can read some of these books. And there was another one I was thinking, I can't remember the name. But you get a hold of some of them. Even if you get to the Apocrypha, you can get some information, maybe open your eyes up and think, okay, you read the book of Enoch. Churches say you don't read that book. They removed it. Why would they remove it out the Bible? It's in the Ethiopian. Why would they remove it? Why would pastors tell people don't read it? Why? If it was in the Bible, you telling me that God, that you say the same today and tomorrow and forevermore, he changed his mind and said, take that out the Bible? Your God said that. I have a problem with people trying to dogmatic statements and control the population with these fear-mongering statements in terms of being saved. Once saved, you always saved. Oh, you're going to hell, you're fornicating. I thought you once saved, you always saved. The Bible contradicts itself. No, it doesn't. When you tell one lie, you got to tell another and another. Like your man, when you catch him in a lie, you catch him in another and another and another. They lied and they tried to cover it up and make people, and when you find yourself in slavery, turn the cheek. What the fuck? Ain't we been in slavery enough? Ain't we turned enough cheeks? We still out here marching since King, and we ain't accomplishing nothing. They still putting they knee on our neck. They still doing whatever to us. And then now this black on black was a part of the agenda. So you will say, well, the black man did it, so now what? We shall overcome. No, we have got to wake the fuck up, see the agenda, see the plan, and proceed accordingly. The righteous take it by force. You understand? You ain't gonna get shit with turning the other cheek. They're going to keep coming. And some of them do not have a soul. And when you understand that and you want to talk church, then church would have told you. Everybody ain't got a soul. But if you ain't reading that Bible and you only waiting on pastor to go over some topics, and then you go home and you study and you confirm those topics, yeah, pastor didn't lie. He told you right. You went and found those same topics. Why don't you study and show thy own self-approve? Why don't you rightly divide the word of truth? Why don't you go and study line upon line, precept upon precept, and study and show yourself approve like the Bible told you? Because see, it's in you. You are God. For don't you know ye are gods? But yet in the Bible, God singular, but God is plural, and we're all gods, and we must know who we are and what our gifts are. And every day I say I'm power and I'm powerful and I'm limitless. It ain't nothing I can't do. Every day I say that. Every day I say I'm planetarian. Every day I say I'm earth. I'm earth. I'm Mother Earth. I'm Father. I'm Gaia. Every day, because I am that I am. Every day I say I'm earth, wind, and fire, the wind, the rock, the stone. I say these things because I'm great and I'm powerful. So when they have tested us with EKGs, it was to see how much energy you had. But see, they gotten away when it came out years ago. Now it's so that they could test this. It was for them to know who had gifts. Us who vibrate high, our pressures go through the roof, and we're planetarian, and it's going according to the Schumann resonance and the frequencies of the planet. And we're accordingly showing results of that. And we have to understand a lot of water, less food. I was craving because when I felt, okay, my time coming, because I've been asking for my time. It was one time I tried to commit suicide so many times, and I realized I can't die. The spirit won't let me die. It'll be painful for things that happen, but I won't die. One time I tried to commit suicide, and I know this is a lot to share on YouTube and people are going to judge you. I don't give a fuck, because you know who I am? I'm a God. I know who I am, and I walk in my full power. So I was up on the chair about to hang myself, and when I did it, I saw an entity, and I said, ah, because I saw him out the side of my eye. You know how somebody come up on you and just, shock you? You can't tell me I didn't see what I saw. And I got my ass off that chair. For whatever reason, whoever he was that was there in that hood and all that was for me. So I didn't do it. So when I was a kid, I saw a being in my window and I screamed, a witch, a witch, a witch, a witch. That's the same being I seen. That's the same being. And I just got that revelation about a month ago. That those two are the same. And I realized I can't die and I don't want to die now. Then I thought back to when I was a kid, how I used to pray. God, let me live and see my grandkids and my great-great-grandkids and my great-great-great-great and my great-great-great. Well, guess what? What the Bible say? If you can wrap your head around it that Paul is Silas or somebody or John or somebody. Okay, so Jesus told y'all about reincarnation, but you don't believe. So then let's go into this. We talk about other denominations. So if a person don't believe what you believe, just like all the other denominations, and that's why you got them. Because one don't believe what you believe and they want to change the bylaws of the church, because that's the only place bylaws exist, is in the church. They want to change those bylaws, and some want to say that we can drink wine. Some say we can fuck kids. Some say that we could whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So I need to take that word out, don't I? It's not a YouTube video. And I don't know how to edit. My granddaughter has told me to download the thing, and I just don't take the time and edit, and I feel like whatever come off the dome. But I scratch that because I know I have to be discreet in what I'm saying, and what I'm saying makes a lot of sense, and it's going to reach the right ears, because it's to those who have an ear to hear and those who have an eye to see. Everybody ain't going to see, and I don't expect you to hear. You understand? And that's okay, because just like the brain has a thing in it and a receptor, and the only receptor thing that receptor takes is THC, not CBD, not EKG. I'm making a joke. It receives THC. So if you weren't supposed to have THC or whatever, that wouldn't be there in your brain. So it's to you. If you chose to smoke, you can smoke. If you chose to drink wine, I drank a bottle of wine because my pressure, I kept going to the doctor, taking those pills faithfully for a month and a half. No change in my BP. I'm steady going back. And they like, are you taking your medicine? Yeah, I'm taking my medicine. So I drank some wine. And then I had my appointment. My blood pressure went to 179 over 100 or 9 or 90 or something. Let's say 104 or something like that. I say, you know what? I need to drink some wine. See, but wine is medicine. It's grapes. But they want to tell you to do this, don't do that, don't do this. Show thy own self-approval, because let me tell you something. You come here with 2 arms, 2 legs, and 2 eyes. And you got something that nobody else has. Fingerprints. So if I was supposed to be like you, look like you, walk like you, talk like you, we would match. Fingerprints. We don't. That means I'm an individual and so are you. So let's celebrate the differences. When we learn to do that, it would be an awesome planet. But right now, we need to stop thinking, if you don't walk like me, don't come around me. And if you don't bow down and you don't say in Jesus' mighty name, amen. Amen, Ra? Who is Ra? Ask them, what do amen mean? It's a God. They don't know it, but they say amen at the end of a prayer. Why do you close the prayer when your Bible say pray without ceasing? But you let a Freemason write the Bible, because King James was a Freemason. And then they put in there what they wanted to control the population. And then they removed stuff, added stuff, and they're continuing to do it. And there are books that was written. The Bible was plagiarized, written off of these other books, the Sumerian tablets and some other books that were predated the Bible by thousands of years, hundreds of years or whatever. The Bible wasn't even thought of. And then when you read this shit and this stuff, and you see the names, Lucy is Eve. And you get to learn. And just like some things with common sense when in the Bible, Cain and Abel, and then one was afraid, said he didn't want to go out there, he may get killed. How the hell are you going to get killed? Ain't nobody on the planet but you, your mom, and your dad, and some animals. But inquiring minds want to know. You turn on your critical thinking, and you become public enemy number one. But see, those people know the truth, but they don't want you armed with the truth, because you may set some more people free, and they need to keep the sheep in line all the time. Bah. So they tried to make me be a sheep and follow their regime. I'm 54, finna be 55 if I make it. My life has been hard from the time I came in this earth. From the time I was 3, I knew hell. And I've had a couple good years throughout my 50-something years that were good. And those were when I had my kids. Those were when I got some major accomplishments and walked away from $200 and something thousand. After struggling on aid and everything, now I'm making $200 and something thousand. And I gave it away. Because my peace is priceless. But I'm listening to Billy Carson. Woke don't mean broke. And I'm listening to Damon Dash. Woke don't mean broke. I got to get it together. I'm trying to get my body together, because woke don't mean broke. There are things I need. I don't have power in here, so it gets extremely hot. I have to be away from my kids. Because of my truth. Because some doctor and lawyers and people wanted to silence my truth. And my son's evil ex-mother-in-law. She don't abide by the law. She operates above the law. She had a job. She did some scrupulous things. Her daddy got her off, and he continues to do that. She told my son she can make him disappear, not even touch him. My son is dead, and they can't detect the poison or what happened to him. They gonna say it was his heart. We got heart problems, and he took a hard-hitted football. But I still don't see that when for a couple of days you walking around and you fine and you having a good time. You drinking, you saying you hurt, but now your heart split. Something don't make sense, and it's a cover-up. And I'll never be the same. Because he was supposed to bury me. I didn't get to hold him. You pick your baby's first outfit out when you're coming from the hospital. You get to choose what he gonna wear. I didn't choose the casket. I didn't choose his clothes. I didn't choose how his hair would be. I didn't get to hug him. I didn't get to smell him. I didn't get to feel him. He was gone, taken from me. His life, he suffered just like me. All through life, it was hard for him. He was homeless a few times, and I kept telling him to come to where I was, but he didn't want to because he was so in love with that girl that he'd rather be homeless instead of staying with me in another state. And I wouldn't let her come because the two of them together, it was toxic, that energy, and I could not deal with that. I needed peace. And I wish sometime I could take it back, and sometimes I say I made the right decision for me. And it was the best decision because I didn't have to be abused or allow someone to disrespect me to keep them safe and them happy, and then I'm sacrificing myself. I'm important too. And I guess I don't look in the mirror enough, because I'm noticing now my smile is a little different or whatever, my lips and my gestures from my stroke, because I don't have no mirror. I got a little mirror, the little handheld, stand mirror you put on, sit it up or whatever, big circle. And I got my heart mirror over there, but I can't get to it because at first my headboard used to be back there. And so I had my mirror here, but now I have my head up front so that I get more air. And I'm in the parking lot. And sometimes I go to the park. Not really. Most of the time I do Planet Fitness or something because I can charge my phone because I don't have a power outlet. When I get power outlet, I'm going to be disappearing a little bit, staying in my car, because I'm a homebody and I like to be to myself. But when I come out, I like to entertain and be with people. All of a sudden, it's like I can't be with nobody. I'm supposed to be by myself. And there's supposed to be some lesson, somebody teaching me or something. All I see is the devil. And what he looked like, he's black and white. Because I saw niggas let a white man tell them to torture me, and they took the money or the prize and they did it for that money or prize. So, them was the house niggas. And I was a field nigga, I guess. Or they wanted to get this house nigga back in line.